Okay, so sorry about that, but the video shut off while I was walking back upstairs. Interesting. There we go. All right, so just to kind of show you, and you can do anything you want with this. And again, I could have put the carabiner around that. I may play with this a little bit just to kind of get a good feel for what I want to do. But just to kind of give you a really good look at it, I'm going to bring it up to the camera. So I have an end cap for cording, cord end cap. I used the green iris, bicones. I took some 80 seed beads out of my stash. They're silver, opaque. I used the diamond beads, some of those faceted green beads. And then I used the pink porcelain, which I think goes very well with the purple or the lilac, lavender, whatever color you want to call it. And then I just made some dangles with some head pins and seed beads on the end. And I kind of wanted this to be a rustic, industrial feel to it, if you will, using that carabiner. You know, and I didn't want it to be, you know, perfect. I wanted it to kind of give you that rugged feel, if you will. So anyways, that was my idea of how to use the carabiner. So let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching. Hi guys, welcome back. So I'm working with the Bargain Bead Box Mountain Majesties, and I know a couple of people commented in a Facebook group, they're not really sure how to use the carabiner. They have no idea what they want to do with this, so I thought I would show you what I'm doing with it. I came up with the idea. I've been playing with this off and on all day, trying to get it right. So I didn't necessarily do the stringing of all of the beads, but I figured we could put the necklace together. So I'm going to bring in, so right now I've got 2 strands. They just look like tassels, just hanging from a, eye pin here. And I've got a third one here, so I figured we'd kind of put the third one on, and then I would show you what I'm doing with this. So I needed the eye pin so that I could go through a end cap that I have here that's silver. So what this is going to be is it's going to be a dangle necklace where once all of these are together and into the end cap, sorry, that they're going to be able to just dangle. So this is going to be, this part here, these dangles are going to be a like a pendant style, and this is going to be kind of like a lariat. I think that's what it's called. So let's put on our last dangle, and I'm just going to go through the eye pin. This one I'm thinking was going to be this side. So again, I've been, like I said, I've been playing with this, trying to get the design right, pretty much off and on all day today. It was pretty nice, so I wanted to enjoy the 70-degree weather here we're having. Finally started to cool down versus the super high heat we were having last week. And so I'm just going to go through a few beads. And I've got my hand in there just because I wanted it to, I want to get it as tight as I can, but not so tight that this is going to be like stiff. So that looks pretty good. I am going to have to be careful because this end is not super tight at the moment. I'm going to clasp that. And I'm not too worried about a little bit of space there because it's going to be hidden in the end cap anyways, once we pull it through. And so I am just going to quickly tighten up this, if I can get my pliers around it. There. That's better. Better. All right, so now we've got the 3 on there. And I'm going to put this end cap through. I'm going to put it through the end cap. So we've got our dangle. And I think I want, just to give it a little bit of interest before I put the chain on, just maybe, just doing that so it's got a little bit of bling. And then I am going to put on the first part of the chain, because this is going to be part of the necklace. And I am going to actually on this part do a wire wrap just so it is pretty tight around here. That is, if I can get this to do it. Because these things are, oh, and get the chain. They tend to be very stiff, so I'm trying to do this. It's really hard to do with the camera in the way. I'm just going to do a couple of wraps here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, we're going to have to undo that because I wanted that in the ring. It went below it. I thought I had it in there. I did at one point. We might just have to make that. We might just have to restring, but that won't be too, yeah, we're going to have to restring. All right, so that being said, yes, even people that have been beading for years, we make mistakes. So I'm going to cut that off. In order to get this back onto an eye pin, I am going to grab another eye pin. I cut that other eye pin off. As you can see, it's there, but it's fairly tight. Instead of taking that off, I am just going to open this guy up and then hook on each one of these, if I can get them, without taking it off the eye pin first, or the broken one first, just because I don't want to run the risk of losing it. There we go. And now I can close this. And again, because that broken piece is going to be hidden, I am going to not worry about taking it off. It'll add a little bit of security. And now let's try this again. All right, so that is in there. Wait a minute, what did I miss? Oh, I got 2 out of 3. All right, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, that one is going to have to come off. There we go. And there. All right, now we can close this up. I don't know why that loosened up. Where is... Okay, that should be okay. I'm just going to give these an extra pinch. All right, and now we should be able to put it into our end cap. There we go. All right, so now we've got our 3. Now let's try this again. So I'm going to bend it. I am going to wrap it. I'm going to forego the bling on it this time. And before I finish wrapping, I want to slide that up, over. That's what I want to do. And I know what this is looking messy at the moment, but we will straighten this out here in a second. I'm going to put that in there now that we've got it. All right, here we go. Now I can just pull. And the only reason why I want to do this wrapped is so that it does not come out. And the chain doesn't come off. So I'm just making this a little bit more secure that way. And I am going to cut that off. And then I am going to take my pliers, and I don't know if you can see that very well on camera. I'm just going to, let me see if I can get you in focus better. I'm just going to pinch the end and kind of turn it just a hair so that it's sticking in. And then I am going to crimp that down with just the tips of the pliers, just to get it so that it is in and down and there's no scratchy bits. So there we have our, and I know it's really hard to see on camera, so let me bring you guys up. It just kind of dangles like that. So it's just going to be 3 dangles. And so what I'm going to do real quick off camera here, and I'll bring you back down, is I'm going to measure the chain because I need it to be a certain length. And at that point, once I have it the right length, I will cut it. And that is going to be right here. And actually, I'm going to get my big pliers so I don't break. And this is going to be hard to cut. All right. Do I have memory wire cutters? Will probably work better on this. Or not. There we go. All right. So now we have the chain part of it. And so what we're going to do in order to get it to clasp is I am going to take, and I had a big jump ring here. I'm going to take a big jump ring. Now if your carabiner opens a little, if this opened a little bit more, I'd be able to slide this through. But because it's not that big, I can't slide it through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the dangles, and I'm going to go to my first set of bead, like larger beads, and I am going to put the jump ring on the three. I'm going to put the three things inside of the jump ring. And they'll be able to move just a little bit. So that'll give you a dangle, and the necklace will hold. And again, I'm just bringing it around to make sure I got enough chain. I do believe I did. Yes. It's going to be a long necklace. But it should be good. It can be adjustable. I'm going to put the carabiner in. I'd like to have the carabiner, honestly, if I could. I'd like to have the carabiner on the chain. I just don't know if there's enough space to get. Let's see if there is. So there's one. Two. I might be able to. I left enough room. And I'm going to take this jump ring off. And again, designing on the fly here. Like I said, I've been through several iterations of this, trying to figure out how I want it to work. All right, so that's on there. And then what we can do is put the chain on. And there we go. So the way this is going to work, and I'm going to set this down, and then I will pause you to kind of show you what it's going to look like on a person. So when you have it set up right, and again, I may do the jump ring still because this seems like it's going to be too loose. We're going to do the jump ring. Yeah, we're going to do the jump ring. Just because I think I liked that better. Because the jump ring holds these together just a little bit better. And so I need my pliers because I need to make sure there's no gap. Definitely want to make sure there's no gap. So you're going to wiggle your jump ring back and forth till it's perfectly closed. And now I can slide that onto my carabiner. And so the way this is going to look is when it's setting on a person, and I may take off some chains, is that this is going to be held in place by the jump rings, and it's going to be pulled down, and it will be a very long, I think I am going to take off a little bit of chain, just because when I put it on, it's maybe a few inches too long. I don't want it so you can just slide it over your neck. So, that being said, I need to take off the jump ring because I put this on first, and that's got to go on last, actually. So, we'll just leave the carabiner on there, and I think I'm going to take off probably that much there. There we go. And then this will slide on there. I think that'll be much, much better. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you, and then I'm going to take the camera down in a minute, and I'm going to put it on a mannequin and kind of show you how this is supposed to look when it's hanging. But that's kind of the idea. So now I've got this necklace, and again, if you wanted to, you could take this carabiner, put it around there. I can do some beading on it. I can put some beads here. Which I may end up doing, is take this off, put one of these over here. I think I'm going to do that while I've got you on camera. We're going to see what we think about that, because that's going to be just a eye pin, I think, and then we'll put a, so I am going to take, let's bring our board back real quick. Just a small 4mm, a purple, oops, that's got wire stuck in it, purple, I'm going to call those donut beads, a pink bead, a donut bead, and an eye pin, or an bicone, and that's got a weird shape. Okay, and then we are going to make a loop. I'm going to use my loopers for this and make a loop, and then this is going to be able to go on the chain. And where's the chain? Get this out of the way at the moment now. So I'm just going to set that aside. Put that on the chain. And again, this is real designing in real time. And like I said, this has gone through about 8 iterations, just because I have an idea in mind. Now, this should set on there just so. It's perfect size to go right through that. And that gives me just a little more visual interest. And it's not so lopsided. Now, I could have done a chain up this way and then just had the chain in the back. But I think this is kind of fun. It's asymmetrical. So I'm going to pause you. I'm going to take you downstairs, and I'm going to put this on the mannequin and kind of show you what it's supposed to look like. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So this, and I'm sorry about the lighting, but we're out on my front porch. But this is kind of how it's going to hang. It's asymmetrical. I think it's unique. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm going to have to live with it for a little bit. But I do kind of like how it just dangles there. and how it's unique. Again, I could take some of the chain off. We could also, you know, if you, I mean, that is heavy. That's why it's hanging there. So, I don't know if you wanted to, you might be. Hey guys, sorry about that. My camera seemed to have cut out. So we were looking at this necklace on the mannequin. Lost about half of what I said prior, so I'm re-recording in the morning. So sorry about rush hour traffic. But this is the necklace. I do like the carabiner. I'm gonna pause it and show you what it would look like with the beads through the carabiner. So stand by. Alright guys, and this is what it would look like through the carabiner. Now, because the jump ring was smaller, it held on to the beads better, so it made it a little bit longer in that respect. So trying to get these to hang nicely. But again, with the carabiner, now I can kind of off-center that a little bit, so it looks got a little more visual interest. So I'm not sure which way I like it. I'm gonna play with this a little bit more, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys.